The Stage Door Show, celebrating the independent artist. With your host, Dave Hondell.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Stage Door Show. This is Dave Hondell. Tonight, I have a terrific talent on the show. She is an accomplished actress, singer, and dancer. You've seen her TV work on the Disney Channel series called Bunk'D and the series The United States of AI. She also played the character of Hope in the film The Healing Garden, and she's one of the stars of the much-anticipated upcoming Star Wars series, Skeleton Crew. And we're so happy she's with us tonight, so please welcome Kyriana Kratter to the show. Thanks for being with us, Kyriana.
Thank you. Hi.
So I just want to start out with this. I know your career is still young and it's still, getting started, but when did you start acting and, how did your journey start?
Well, I started acting like a year before the pandemic started. I started with regional theater and I did like summer camps. And when I came to LA, I did this movie camp. And then that's when I met my manager and then I got an agent. And then things just really started to flow there. And then the pandemic happened. So it was really weird to go from like in-person auditions and then suddenly like online. But yeah.
Well, talk about that a little bit because, I know that a lot of actors that I've interviewed, is still online, pretty much online auditions. And, what do you prefer? Because, sometimes people prefer being in front of casting directors and some people prefer being able to kind of do things over again until they're happy with the product before they send it over. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer being in front of people or online?
Well, for like TV shows, I prefer like online because that way I can make sure I like everything and I feel like it kind of replicates when you're actually filming. And then with commercials, I really like in person, but I also really like connecting with like the casting people. But yeah, I like a variety.
Variety. Yeah, I can understand that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later too. But I also want to ask you, people that see the TV shows, they see a finished product, it's all edited and it's all kind of put together with music and so forth. And, but what they don't understand or some people don't see the hard work that goes on beforehand and during the filming and the preparation and the rehearsal. So, talk about the hard work that goes into what you do. Obviously it's gratifying, but, now that you're part of bigger projects, did it also teach you more about what the industry is all about, the actual filming piece and rehearsals?
Yeah, there's so much that goes into like all these shows. Like it's really cool to watch like how each person has such an important role. Like as an actor, even just the script, like learning the script, doing your research and understand like your motives. Like there's so much that goes into that. And like in the industry, it's like everyone has a part and it's cool like seeing everyone's role.
And also behind the scenes, I know you're in front of the cameras, but, talk about, like you said, the importance of the people behind the cameras as well, because like you said, everyone does have a role. But as far as, getting to know people on the sets and getting to know people on, different shows and so forth, I mean, is it kind of, it's like a family in a way? And when you have to leave that show, is it kind of sad?
Yeah, it is a big family. It's like yeah. I Yeah, it was really sad leaving the shows. Like especially with series, it really, really hurts when the show ends and everyone's crying and hugging and like really everyone becomes really close, like a family.
It's very possible that you'll work with these people again. I mean, in different shows or different type of series, and so maybe even the same director or producer.
Yeah.
So when you audition for something and you see the director for the first time, I mean, is that in your head, kind of the thought in your head that you might work with these people again? And is that something that that you think about?
A little bit, yeah. I hope I get to see everyone again because yeah, I got really close with people, especially during Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's cool how like close everyone is. Like it's such a small world.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Skeleton Crew, I mean, you've done big things like Bunk'D and not and Skeleton Crew. I mean, talk about being part of such an iconic franchise like Star Wars. I know you're still fairly young, but when I grew up in the '70s, Star Wars was it. I mean, that was like such a big thing, and it was one of the biggest, movie experiences of all time. And, especially for me growing up, seeing the first, few, movies. But talk about being, part of that big franchise like that. It's got to be a great experience for you.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Like I cried when I got the role. My
I would
our
too.
family, my family, we're like a we're big with Star Wars. We really love Star Wars. And when I was younger, we had like lightsabers around the house. We had like a Darth Vader mask. I would like do my hair like Princess Leia. And my dog, he
That's
kind of looks like
awesome.
Chewbacca. And yeah, yeah, my dad was super, super excited though, and he told us like how excited he was when the first like movie came out, and it's just like it's crazy. It's
I mean,
really
when you
crazy.
were filming, did you think about stuff like that? I mean, just the importance of the legacy of that franchise, and that you're a part of that. And did you feel like an extra responsibility to make kind of keep that legacy alive?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, I've seen your videos of your combat training, and just amazing. It blew me away, by the way. Just
Thank you.
the intricacies of what you have to do in the combat, on camera, because obviously there's different angles and you have to get it just right to make sure it's believable. So did that combat training help you in a movie like or a series like Skeleton Crew?
Well, the combat reel I think you're talking about, I actually did that after Skeleton Crew.
Oh, wow.
Um, Before that reel, I also did like running. I did lots of running to prepare for the role, and
Sure.
then I did like archery and some rock climbing, parkour. It's just everything ties together, and I just didn't know what to expect, so
Right.
just a little bit of everything.
So talk about that training though. I mean, because that video, obviously you weren't new at that. So how did you train for something like that? Because like I said, it blew me away to watch. It was great. The filming was great, but also just the technique and who you're working with, obviously. But how long did it take to do that video, and what kind of training kind of led up to that?
It was just one day.
Wow,
Um,
really?
but the teacher
Yeah.
that I was fighting with, he's really amazing. He's really great. He really helped me like with my form, and yeah, it was just right angles and just a good teacher.
I mean, is that something that you wouldn't mind getting into at some point as far as stunts and doing combat type scenes?
Yeah, definitely. Like to be like a martial arts baddie would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like I said, I think you would be amazing at stuff like that, and to keep training like that. I mean, the video itself was amazing. And all my listeners, you got to go to your YouTube and check that out. I mean, it was on your Instagram too, but go to Kyriana Kratter and check out her combat reel. It's really amazing. For every successful actor, singer, anybody in the arts, I mean, it really starts with a support system. Friends and family and everybody kind of behind your scenes, and talk about the support that you get doing what you do, and how important that is.
Oh, I'm really grateful. I have a really good support system. Like my family is really supportive, my friends, and like I don't think I could have done it without that. And like my mom is especially supportive. Like she helps me with everything. Like the auditions, she does the lines, and then she takes me to all my events, and she's there for me for everything. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm really grateful for that.
Also being in regional theater, I'm going to go back to this a little bit because both my kids went through regional theater as well. And, talk about that, because did that help you prepare for, TV and film, going through regional theater and just, performing in front of live audiences first before you get into, in front of a TV camera? I mean, does that help you at all?
Yeah. Yeah. Because we did the same like show multiple times, like 26 times. And when you're behind the stage, you have to be prepared. Because if you don't get on that stage, it's gonna disappoint the audience. And you just gotta go out there and sing your heart out and dance your heart out. And so I think definitely like to just go for it. And it taught me a lot to just not be scared and just really, yeah, go for it.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great thing to say, and well said. Also being in front of people, I know it's different than being in front of camera, but do you find, doing film and doing, working like in front of a TV camera, do you find that some of it's kind of odd when you do something, you're not getting an immediate reaction because it's just you and the camera sometimes and the crew? Is it a little bit different than being on stage?
A little bit, yeah. Because I kind of, if it is like a monologue or it's an audition, I almost have to imagine like what the other person is doing. And with theater, people would like clap and laugh and be like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." And then you kind of have to just keep going with acting in the camera.
Yeah. I mean, if
Yeah.
something happens, where you, I mean, on camera you can cut and go, do it again. But when you're on theater, did you ever have a line where you forgot or something happened on stage and you had to kind of pick it up and kind of improvise a little bit?
Uh, no.
Oh,
I'm
that's
really, really
great.
lucky. 'Cause I
Well, then
think it was like
you study very well then. That's good.
it was just that pressure to like
Yeah.
get it right.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I think I didn't have any mistakes.
Well, did you
Thank
have anybody
goodness.
that you acted with that made a mistake that you had to cover?
Not that I remember. It was a while ago, but I don't know. It might come back.
That's fantastic. Well, that's good. If you're talking to an aspiring actress like yourself, that wants to be where you are, be on TV and TV series and movies and all that, what would you tell that person? What kind of advice can you give that person that's just starting in the industry? That's something that you've learned, I guess.
Um, I'd say like love yourself
That's
because
great.
there's like a lot of rejection and sometimes that rejection is like you shouldn't take it personally and
Right.
it's normal. And
Yeah.
so I like loving yourself and knowing that like beautiful, gorgeous, you're awesome. It really helps to just like to be in the industry and like keeps you going.
Yeah.
And then I'd say like work on your acting skills and just like not focusing on just one genre, like doing drama and comedy, doing like everything, practicing a little bit of everything because I feel like each genre gives you different skills. And then take care of yourself and
It's the best thing. Yeah, for sure. Right.
exercise, eat well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, be a best version of yourself for sure. And and talk about, you said that rejection sometimes happens. Obviously it happens a lot in the industry, and you just have to kind of let it bounce off you, because a lot of times it's just not maybe the right look, or maybe it's not the right, what they're looking for, and it's nothing personal, right? I mean, I think a lot of people take things personally that they shouldn't. So, again, that's something that is great advice. And a lot of people, unfortunately, give up acting because they don't get a role, but they might have been so close to getting one and they never realized it because they quit. So, it is important to keep going, but talk about the importance of that, because I think a lot of people do give up, and also talk about the importance of not giving up and making sure that, you keep going till you get that part.
Because yeah, the rejection is normal and just keep pushing and pushing because it happens.
Yeah,
Happen. It's
it
gonna happen.
happens.
Yeah.
And also, what's your dream role? Do you have a dream role, like a role that you either on stage or film or TV that you really want to play?
I really want to do like a martial arts role or just like combat. Um, just like what I did in the reel, because that was
Yeah.
so fun.
Well,
Um,
and you're good at it too, for
thank
sure.
you. Like Uma Thurman, I think that's how you say her name.
Yep,
And
that's right.
Jojo, like
Yeah.
she's so cool. And then there's also I think it was called Chocolate, and the character's name is like Jija. She's also like I think it was like Muay Thai.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And then maybe when I'm older, like a rom-com would be cool.
That would be cool too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of years left, and then I'm sure you'll play all those roles at some point. But yeah, the combat thing, that's just like, I can't tell you how much I was impressed by that. Just amazing. Just amazing. So what was your favorite moment so far in your career? What was it one thing that you really, really thought was cool?
When I was on Skeleton Crew, I got really close with like all the kids on there. And after we filmed, we would get like desserts and sometimes it would be like frozen yogurt. And that was really fun. I don't know, just
Absolutely.
those little moments like make me so happy and like they're things I always remember for a long time.
I mean, I think those are lifelong, friendships that you can have with with people that because I mean, you're going through a big thing together. I mean, think about it. You're on a series like a Star Wars franchise series, and you're on it in it together. That's something you'll talk about, like down the road several years and get together still. I mean, those are things that I think are just they kind of cement friendships like that. So that's great. The other thing is that there's a lot of obviously you have a lot going on right now, but what are some of the projects that you can talk about that we can get excited about?
Uh, Nothing new I can talk about, but I'm excited for Skeleton Crew to release soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, we all are. Absolutely. I can't wait for that to come out and again, just what an iconic, franchise that you're part of. So that's just kudos to you for getting that part. So we're
Yeah.
looking forward to that. How can people follow you on social media? How can they find you?
Um, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can follow me at Kyriana Kratter, KYRIANA KRATTER.
Okay, great. Well, I know I'm following you already. So, everybody out there listening, go to Kyriana Kratter on social media and follow her. Just start following her career because it's about to blow up. It's going to be great. So, Kyriana, can't thank you enough for being on the show. And you're always welcome back. Anytime you have anything or you just want to come on the show and chat with us, you're always welcome. And, thank you so much and looking forward to what the future holds for you.
Thank you. It was so great to meet you.
You too. All right. Thank you, Kyriana.